Hello friends, welcome to the module 7 of our Node.js training course on my channel Let's Learn. In this module we will cover the essential topics like what is the HTTP module and how does it helps in creating a server for handling the incoming request and then sending the corresponding response. So before moving further, I would like to request to my viewers that if you are new to my channel, then please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to get the notification of more such videos. I will add the links of all my videos of this tutorial in the description section. Now let's start. So here first I am going to discuss what is the HTTP module. So the HTTP module in Node.js is a built-in module that provides the functionality for creating the HTTP servers and making the HTTP request. It allows you to work with the HTTP protocol and handling the incoming request and sending the corresponding response. Some of the key features and functionalities provided by the HTTP module in Node.js are: number one, the creating the HTTP servers. So by using http.createServer function, you can create an HTTP server. This server can listen for the incoming HTTP request and then responds to them. You define how the server should handle each type of the request using the callback functions. Now second one is handling the incoming request. The server created with http.createServer function allows you to define the callback functions that are executed whenever any HTTP request is made to the server. These callback functions can inspect the request, process it, and then send an appropriate response back to the client. Now the third feature is handling the routing. You can implement the routing logic within your server to handle the different URL paths differently. This allows you to create the different RESTful APIs or serves different content based on the requested URL. Now the fourth feature is setting response header. The HTTP module enables you to set the response headers such as the content type, the status code, and more to control how the client interprets the response. Now the fifth feature is sending the HTTP responses. You can use the response object provided in the request callback function to send back the responses to the client. You can send the HTML, JSON, text, or any other content type as a response. Now the last feature is listening on the ports. So you can specify the port on which your server should listen for the incoming request. This allows you to receive and respond to the request from the client. Now let's understand all these things by using some code in our HTTP module. So for this I have already created code in Visual Studio, and for this I have created one file, and this file name is server.js. So in this file, if we see here at the top, I have imported three modules from the Node.js. First one is the HTTP module. This module is basically used to create the server. Second one is the URL is basically used to parse the incoming URL to retrieve the query strings or method type from the URL, and the third one is the query string module. So this package is basically help us to parse the URL and to retrieve the query string from this URL. Now here this function, as I had mentioned, http.createServer. So this function is basically creating the server, and in this function we are passing one callback function. This callback function is accepting request and response object. Now in this callback function, what we are doing first, we have used this URL package, and this URL package we are using to parse the request URL, that is the request.url, and here we are getting the parsed URL. Then we are finding the path name from the parsed URL, like what is the API name. This path name is basically the API name that is giving us. And the third, that is on the 8th line, we are parsing the query to get the query params if available. Generally in the get request, these query params are passed in the URL, so those query params will come under this variable. Now here at the line number 10, we are checking what is the method type of this request. Is it a get request or post request? So this can be checked like this way: request.method is equal to get. And then if it is a get method, then here I have defined few APIs, few routes I have defined. So this is the way of defining the routes in while we are using the HTTP module in Node.js. So here first I have identified it is the get method. Yes, it is a get method. Then here I am checking, okay, path name is equal to this, or path name is equal to about, or path name is equal to content. So these are all three different APIs or different routes I have created, and for each route it is giving the separate response. For example, for this route it is giving this response that welcome to the home page. For about route it is giving about us page as a response, and for contact route it is giving first it is checking that whether any query params are coming, and if any query params are coming and it is having the name as a query params, then it is printing it in the console, and after printing it in the console it is returning the response, that is the contact us on contact us page. Now suppose if it is a get method and out of these three routes none of the routes is matching with our incoming request, then what? So in this case there is else condition, and in this else condition I am returning one response with status code is equal to 400, and I'm passing one header, that is the content type is equal to text plain, and our response is 404 not found. This error message I am returning. So this is what we are doing with the get request. Now what if the post request is coming? So here again I am checking in the else if condition that if request method is equal to post, then here I have defined one route, that is the submit route. Okay, so if path name is equal to submit, then definitely in the post request some data comes under the body part, input data comes under the body part in the request. So that input data I am taking in this variable. Here I am taking this variable, so this request dot on data, and this data is coming under the body in terms of the chunks. Okay, and once data has come here, then control will come under this, and it is I'm just passing that body, and then whatever data we have sent like name, email, those data I'm printing in the console terminal. I'm printing here. Okay, in terminal I am printing, and then I am sending the response, and this is my response, that form submitted successfully. This is my response for this post request. And again under post method, if none of our route is matching with the request path, then similar to get I am returning here 404 error. So these are the routes that I have defined, and now here I have defined one port. So our server is going to run on this port, and here server, that this server object that we have created here, this server object. So this server object is listening on this port 3000. We are passing here server dot listen, and port we are passing 3000 as a port, and then we have defined one callback function, and then control will come here and it will print this in our console in our terminal. So how it will run? First, whenever we will start our server, control will first come here, and it will first create this server, and then server will start listening to this port is 3000, and if everything works fine, then it will print this in the console. And let's trigger this and see node server. So if we see everything is fine, it has printed this console, this one, that server is listening on the port 3000. Now let's trigger each routes one by one. So let's now first trigger this route, first route where path name is equal to blank. So this is our index path, that is the home page path. So for triggering this I am using the postman, and here this is our first route. So here I am not passing anything because our route is same, it is not expecting anything in the path name. So and this is the get method, and if whenever I will trigger this, then whatever response is coming, it will come here. So let's trigger it. So this response has come here. Okay, now let's trigger about route. So let's see what is there in the about. So in about, control will come here, and here it will just send this in the response about us page. Let's see. So yeah, we have got about us page. Now let's see the contact route. So in contact route, I am passing one query string, that is name is equal to abc. Here one query string I am passing name is equal to abc. So what I am doing with this, so here I am checking that if query params are coming, then I am printing it in console, and then I am returning the response, that contact us page. This string I am returning in the response. So here in the terminal it should print the name, whatever name I am passing. So name I am passing as abc. Now let's see. So here it has returned the response contact us page, and let's see, and here it has printed in the terminal. Whatever we are printing here, that is getting printed here. Okay, now let's see, suppose if I am running any API that is not present in our get, suppose I am giving its incorrect name, suppose I am giving it contact 123, so it will not match with any of the get route, and then it should return 404. So here it is returning 404. Now let's see submit. So this is, as you see, this is a post request, and here under the body section I am passing one JSON body, and this JSON body is having name, email and message. And what I am doing with this data, so here first all these data I am taking in the body variable, and then I am parsing this body variable, and then I'm printing this body variable into the into the terminal, and then here form is getting submitted. It is returning this response, form is submitted successfully. Now let's see it. So here it has given the response that form submitted successfully. Now let's see what is happening in the terminal. So in terminal it has printed name is equal to Alex, email is equal to abc@gmail.com, and message it has printed. So this is all I am having today to share with my viewers in this module about building a basic web server using the HTTP module in Node.js. Stay tuned for more exciting Node.js topics in our upcoming modules. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated with the latest Node.js tutorial. If you have any question or need help, feel free to leave the comment below. Thanks for watching and happy coding.